The scene is set. The competition set to be fierce, and how fitting we get to start with a rivalry. Pitt and Louisville, two teams that have set the tone in the ACC. They now play for a spot in the final. Will serve first, and it will be Louisville native Anna DeBeer behind the service line. Perfect pass to start for Pitt. They go to Tori Stafford out of the back row. Into the middle with Bree Kelly. Charity Looper with the power tip. And backside to Olivia Babcock, who was dug down the line by Elena Scott. Olivia Babcock long, and the first point going to Louisville.
The entire Pitt team is asking their head coach for a touch. I did not see it on the original play, but the first play of the game, unbelievable rally to start.
Dan Fisher's like, hey, let's ease into this thing, okay? We don't need to challenge the first point of what likely could be a set that goes extra sets here.
Yeah, Dan Fisher, the National Coach of the Year this season. He'll keep that green challenge card. Roll shot from Valeria Vasquez Gomez. Charity Looper with power down the line.
Really nice job there. Out of system set. Elena Scott, the libero for Louisville, steps in to take the second contact. She used to be a setter in high school before she made the position change. Sets up a beautiful ball to Charity Looper.
How much of a factor is it that this is the third meeting this season between these two teams, with Pitt winning the first two?
It's really difficult to beat a good team 3 times, and these are great rivals. Iron sharpens iron, and Louisville looking to show up and surprise Pitt tonight.
We're already seeing the hitter coverage paying off.
Oh yeah, I think we saw an elbow just pop the ball up to keep it alive. But to your point, Courtney, Rachel Fairbanks told us yesterday, we don't need to watch any more film on Louisville. They don't need to see any more clips of us. We know each other well. We just got to get out on the floor and compete.
And she told us too, it's a respectful rivalry, and both teams told us that they respect each other, but when it comes game time, they're ready to compete. Overpass created by Fairbanks' serve. Olivia Babcock on the right side. She owns that right pin. So Danny Busboom-Kelly, we were talking to her about scouting this team. They tried some different things in the first 2 meetings against Pitt.
First meeting, it was pin heavy. Second, Louisville tried to go middles and right side. Neither worked. So they're trying to do more of a balanced attack tonight.
Kara Cressy off of 1 foot for Louisville.
And you'll see that a lot tonight. Kara Cressy's bread and butter is going behind the setter off that 1 foot. She loves that slide attack. Makes it really hard to track because it is so fast-paced. There she's able to tool an unready block.
And interesting, too, Louisville runs a 6-2 system, meaning they have 2 setters. They're always in the back row. They always have 3 attackers. So it's harder to run that slide. Reese Robbins off of the right pin, tooling the block.
Yeah, it's interesting. The first match of the season, Louisville played Wisconsin, and Danny Busboom-Kelly said, I think our best chance to get to the national semifinal here at the KFC Hum Center is by playing a 6-2. You have 3 attackers in the front row at all times. That means you don't have a liability from a blocking standpoint. That's why they're the best blocking team in the country.
Whoa, Olivia Babcock. We're talking about the difference between the systems. Louisville running the 6-2, Pitt running the 5-1. Here's the difference. The main one is, you said, Katie, 3 attackers in the front row at all times for Louisville.
The problem, or the downside for Louisville, is All-American awards go to people who've got big numbers. And if you're running a 6-2 offense, you don't have the same kind of numbers. We saw a big trend in people running the 6-2 this year, but out of the 4 teams here, 3 of them run the 5-1 and 1 runs a 6-2 in Louisville.
Anna DeBeer hunts that down, and it's going to be a point for Pitt.
Danny Busboom-Kelly said it's a selfless system. You have to have the right kind of players with the right mentality to be able to run this efficiently and effectively.
Interesting note, too. If Louisville were to win today and win a national championship on Sunday, they would be the first to do that since USC in 2002, running a 6-2. It is not common. Charity Looper with a second opportunity and drops that one in. what a job Dan Fisher has done. 4 straight national semifinals. This is a team that started the season 15-0. They won 36 straight sets before someone, Boston College, took a set from them.
Dan Fisher has done a tremendous job at Pitt. He did a great job with the talent he had, and then he recruited this young talent in Babcock and Torrey Stafford that have really added.
Both sophomores.
He's made Pittsburgh a destination. Doesn't matter where you grow up, where you play volleyball, you want to go to Pittsburgh because of the standard that he has set. They are consistently in the national conversation, obviously, with this being their 4th national semifinal appearance. He has done a remarkable job growing Pitt into the national standard.
The first #1 overall seed for the Pitt Panthers. Most wins this season since 1987. Cat Flood ready to serve. Out of the back row comes Annie DeBeer. Fairbanks just sends it back. LeGrand Kong with the rejection. Make it twice, but Torrey Stafford's going to use the block.
You see the hitter coverage from Pitt taking over. PK had 2 open nets and almost a block to end that point. But the relentless hitter coverage picks it back up and gives Stafford an opportunity to kill that ball off the block.
Pitt's really good at managing kind of those chaotic, helter-skelter plays.
Yet they never seem rattled by anything, including in the regional final where they were down 22-16 to Kentucky, came back and won the set.
Pitt's a team that has a lot of confidence, and they've been pushed, and they responded. They didn't play their best volleyball, but their backcourt defense and their hitter coverage kept them in against a very strong Oregon team early in the regionals.
Oregon forced them to 5 sets in the round of 16. Backside to Babcock. Saved by Louisville. She'll get a second swing, and it's hard to stop twice.
What a swing. She had the seam between the blocks. She was able to swing cross-court. I don't really know how Louisville was able to keep that ball in play, but the overpass leads to the kill eventually by Babcock.
And now we get to see her serve, leading this team with 71 aces. She is second in the nation in aces per set. You can see why with the power behind that. But in the middle, Sofia Maldonado-Diaz is going to take the swing. She's not a middle.
But what range you saw from libero Elena Scott. She reaches across in front of Charity Looper to put this ball up to Cabello. I love the back set decision to go high 2 to Maldonado-Diaz.
Louisville trying to use the middle of the court to get those one-on-one situations.
Fairbanks out to Stafford. Tooling the block, and Ryla Jones thought about it for a second going up to get that volleyball, but she didn't. Thank goodness if you're Pitt.
Rachel Fairbanks is firing that ball out to Torrey Stafford on that left pin, working it off the Louisville block.
Cabello, the set to DeBeer. Nailey's Cabello backside to Maldonado-Diaz. Okay! Sofia Maldonado-Diaz, the transfer from Arizona, she's finding her groove recently.
It felt like in the beginning of the season, she was still learning her new teammates. She was still getting the chemistry and rapport down with her setter, but great job here. Just places a well-timed tip and then almost sets herself up, able to smash that overpass. She seems to be clicking at the right time, and it's much needed for this little team.
That's what it's about, right? Making sure you're playing your best volleyball in December.
That last play from Pitt, the pass was way off the net, but Valeria Vasquez-Gomez takes a huge rip at it. Out of system ball, not afraid to swing past the Louisville block.
Both of these teams hitting really nice to start this first set. Louisville at 400, Pitt at 389. Meyer in to serve for the Pitt Panthers. To win at 25 points, you have to win by 2. Charity Looper with the pass. And then DeBeer going angle. Vasquez-Gomez just a little too soft.
Bree Kelly, the middle blocker for Pitt, stepped in and set that ball in. The rhythm was a little bit off. If you're Valeria Vasquez-Gomez, you want to wait on your approach for that set because it's not going to be the same tempo as if it's coming from your setter.
Vasquez Gomez tagging the back line.
Rachel Fairbanks does such a nice job, even when she's off the net. She set that ball around the 10-foot line. She's still able to keep this offense in tempo, puts up a really nice paced ball to that outside pin, and allows Vasquez Gomez to go to work.
Rachel Fairbanks has had quite the career at Pitt, most notably that she has never not made it to the national semifinal in her career.
What a resume.
Miss Robbins' power down the line, saved by Amy Klicka. Charity Looper eating up that overdig.
I really like the decision by Charity Looper. She could have gone up with two hands to try to joust. Instead, she swings at this ball. The aggressive decision leads to a point.
Fairbanks setting up Stafford out of the back row. Ellie Glock over to Looper. Stafford again out of that back row attack.
Pitt has so much confidence in Tori Stafford out of the back row, and when you've got a hitter like that who's so efficient, the team defense on the other side of the net is stressed, and that means Louisville has to worry about the front row and the back row.
Stafford, an All-American in her freshman season, and now a first-team All-American as a sophomore. Looper. Klicka got it up. Charity Looper getting a lot of work in this rally. Olivia Babcock breaks through.
Beautiful set by Rachel Fairbanks. Her chest is actually facing the net, and she sidesteps that up to Olivia Babcock for a really nice swing.
Olivia Babcock, a finalist for the National Player of the Year. That will be announced tomorrow. 4 kills to start tonight, hitting 300. Short serve from Vasquez Gomez. Reese Robbins. And Olivia Babcock, one of 4 finalists for the National Player of the Year. We're going to see another one. Lexi Rodriguez will be in our second semifinal tonight.
And Sarah Franklin was on Wisconsin, the defending ABC Player of the Year from last year. Continues to go right side, right side, right side. They're not really working on balancing. They just want to work the left side defense of Louisville, and that's Charity Looper in the front row.
So Charity Looper not only she's already taken 11 swings, she's also having to get out there to block. Flood serving at Looper. Now she'll swing on the right pin.
And if you notice, Pittsburgh's taking a lot of their serves at Charity Looper. They're trying to wear her down. It is so difficult. You think of these attackers. Yes, they want to get kills, but they're all the way around players. Charity Looper, Anna DeBeer, Vasquez Gomez on Pittsburgh side, Tori Stafford as well. There's so many things and skills you have to think about and do at a high level. Passing, serving, defending, attacking. It can wear you down as a match goes on.
Tori Stafford now with her 5th kill.
Pitt has been in system and firing that ball out to the pin, which makes it really difficult for Louisville to get over the net quick enough with their hands, and that's something they need to adjust to.
In system, meaning they can go to all 3 attackers on the front row. She just bombs that serve, and Anna DeBeer was ready. Elena Scott will set up DeBeer. The angle shows sharp.
What a shot from Anna DeBeer. This is a 4-4 wrist away, thumb down finish from the outside pin. A great setup here from Elena Scott, but she's able to turn this ball so sharp inside the block, thumb down, wrist away, hits inside the 10-foot line. Nasty.
DeBeer with the hustle. Free ball back to Pitt. Fairbanks out to Stafford. Charity Looper jumps in to set that ball. Looper is doing everything, the dig. And Anna DeBeer tools that block.
What a dig by Looper, Holly.
We knew defense was going to be a big factor here, and Charity Looper playing some fantastic back row defense for Louisville.
Tied up for the 9th time. Babcock with the dig. In comes Stafford. And Pitt is the first to 15. Our first semifinal of the night. A rivalry. Two teams out of the ACC. Free ball to the Cardinals. Maldonado Diaz dug by Stafford. Babcock. Anna DeBeer, we've seen her hit that shot just a little too far.
Yeah, it felt like it was a little bit low of a set, so she couldn't get up on top of it to bring it inside the court of play. These athletes jump out of the gym. You got to get them up so that they can go meet the ball at a high contact point.
Especially here, you got to imagine the adrenaline is pumping, so you're jumping even higher. Better?
Much better. Allowed Anna DeBeer there on that set to go inside cross court if she wanted it, but it also allows her to turn down the line. Gives her a decision to make.
Sofia Maldonado Diaz spent 4 seasons at Arizona, was a 2-time all-conference selection. Carried a heavy load for Arizona, a different role for her here at Louisville, but owning it.
For Pitt, that's a great first ball side out. They want to get out of that two-hitter situation where Rachel Fairbanks is in the front row with freshman Ryla Jones and Valeria Vasquez Gomez. So good first ball side out for Pitt. That's something they're going to focus on tonight.
We talked a lot about Louisville's block, obviously #1 in the nation in blocks per set, but right now it feels like Pitt's doing a nice job using their block to tool and get points.
Well, neither team has a block yet. DeBeer dug up by Meyer. Valeria Vasquez Gomez, I think she wanted it.
Valeria Vasquez Gomez getting on that ball. Watch her attack the seam. Mallory Meyer works some magic in the backcourt, and there's too big of a seam between the two blockers for Louisville. They need to make sure they're closing that up.
And I think Kara Cressy got caught because she jumped and waited with Rachel Fairbanks. Rachel Fairbanks is a back row setter in that moment, so she cannot take the ball over on second contact. You can't get tripped up there. You got to just go and set up on the outside pin.
Well, Louisville able to recoup the point. Dribbler over the tape. That's still good to play it. And Olivia Babcock is glad it was. 6 kills now. But Bree Kelly with the effort.
Starts with the defense, but when you've got Olivia Babcock on your side, so good at that ball behind the setter. Beautiful transition kill for Pitt.
DeBeer. It never went over the net. That's going to be a point for Pitt.
And a nice job by Fairbanks there, putting it on Louisville from the service line, forcing them out of system, which makes your offense one-dimensional. They can set up a nice block.
Louisville calls timeout. Pitt up by 4. Time for tonight's Player Spotlight. It's brought to you by Fairfield, and it's a hometown spotlight. Anna DeBeer and Elena Scott. Madison's so special for these two to be playing in this semifinal here.
Courtney, Coach Danny Busboom Kelly has reportedly cried only once after a recruit committed to Louisville, and it was for hometown talent Anna DeBeer. DeBeer attended a Assumption High School, which is just 15 minutes from the university. And DeBeer is not alone. Also from Louisville, Elena Scott. And from the moment both of these athletes arrived, they've propelled this team to national scale dominance. I asked Elena yesterday if she ever imagined her collegiate volleyball career coming to a finale in the same city she learned to play volleyball. Her response, when we were in high school, we never thought Louisville would make it this far. So to be on the stage in the town I grew up in is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I think it's really interesting, too, Madison. These two were rivals in high school. They did not like each other, and now they've become great teammates and great friends.
Well, as Madison mentioned, Anna DeBeer went to Assumption High School. Elena Scott went to Mercy Academy, rival high schools. They also played for rival clubs. So they were arch nemesis, according to Elena Scott, all throughout high school and club. And then they got on the same team, and she says there's such a comfort level that they have being out there on the floor together. There is also so much respect between the two of them because they know that they're going to play at such a high level on a consistent basis night after night.
And look, for Elena Scott, it was taking a risk. They didn't have a full scholarship for her, and they asked her to change positions. She was a setter.
It's incredible. Elena Scott bet on herself, and it's paid off. Look at what she's been able to do for the Louisville volleyball program. She switched positions. She's one of the very best in the country and able to earn that full scholarship.
She needs to rally the Cardinals right now on a serve receive here if they want to cut into this deficit.
It helps, too. Danny Busboom-Kelly also played setter and then libero in college, so Elena had a good mentor to learn from. It is a 7-2 run for Pitt right now.
Really nice chop shot there by Valerie Vasquez-Gomez.
Ellie Glock is right back defensive player. She's the setter for Louisville, and she's sneaking up the line. Valerie Vasquez-Gomez recognizes that and chops it cross-body deep.
A sixth-year player in Vasquez-Gomez. One of the glue pieces for Pitt. Kara Cressy in the middle. Klicka will use her hands to set up Olivia Babcock.
What a swing. She just has so much power and hits at such a high contact point. Klicka's able to set her up here cross court. It's almost as if she goes over Kara Cressy here. Let's see if she drops it inside. Just barely. High and deep shot. Excellent.
Louisville calls its final timeout of this set. Pitt needs 3 more points to take the opening set. Coverage of the NCAA Championships continues with the Volleyball Championship Finals Sunday, December 22nd at 3 p.m. Eastern. And for the second year in a row, we are on ABC. For more information on the NCAA Women's Volleyball, log on to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. It's been an incredible tournament. I think we've seen the most close matches that we've had. I mean, there were so many exciting moments leading up to this, but really interesting that the top 4 seeds still prevailed through all of the drama to make it to the semifinals.
It's incredible, and we talked about from the top, it's defense. Defense is the backbone, but you see the offensive numbers that these two teams are hitting. They're well over what each team holds their opponents to. Pitt led the country in team defense. They held their opponents to 115 on the season. Louisville hitting 289. And then over 400 for Pitt.
Madison, what was the conversation in the Louisville huddle?
Coach Danny Busboom-Kelly was saying, swing high and deep. I need you to try and grab some fingertips, swing off of the hands. And then she said, Babcock is getting hot. We have to slow her down. Get up quick, nice fast press over the net and get some touches.
Yeah, I'd say so, Madison. Olivia Babcock is 7 kills, 375. She only has 1 error.
Easier said than done trying to slow down Olivia Babcock.
Tori Stafford dug by DeBeer. Cooper dug by Klicka. Got to go over, and it does. Ellie Glock pushes it backside to Reese Robbins down the line. Fairbanks can do the same for Babcock.
Rachel Fairbanks is on the far left side of the court, reverses the flow and goes to Olivia Babcock. What makes Olivia Babcock so hard to stop is the high contact point. She's got range to attack any part of the court.
Wow.
What a great jack set.
8 kills for Babcock, and we're in the first set. Reese Robbins swinging out of the middle.
Bree Kelly hesitated a little as the middle blocker one-on-one. Louisville needs to score more points out of the middle.
Be interesting to see here. Can Louisville go on a run with their serve? Right now, you just want to try to bring that momentum back to your side of the court.
Pitt 2 points away. Bree Kelly in the middle. Remember, she transferred in last year but was injured, so this is her first semifinal that she's getting to play in.
And beautiful placement. Usually when a middle attacks, you're expecting the ball to be in front of you. As a defender there, she sends a deep corner. So hard to defend.
Set point Pitt. Robbins finds a path through the block.
Reese Robbins giving Pitt some of their same medicine, attacking fast through the seam of the block, and that's because Louisville's speeding up that ball to the right pin, creating that seam between the two blockers.
Second set point for Pitt. Bree Kelly behind the setter. Elena Scott with a pancake. Roll shot from Looper. We continue on. Pagron Kong in the middle. What a rally.
That play only continues for Louisville because of Elena Scott's pancake.
Incredible flying defense out of the back row, using her left hand to slide under that ball. Wow.
Louisville needs more of this. You got to get the middles involved. A part of their MO and beating Stanford in the regional final was they got both middles going on that 31 gap set.
Tori Stafford is stopped for the first block today.
The first block of this match, and we've seen tremendous offensive rips from both teams. So impressive, the hitter coverage keeping it alive.
Pitt's got to call timeout. Here comes Louisville. We step aside. Still set point for the Panthers. Fourth set point for the Panthers. Opening frame of our first national semifinal here in Louisville, Kentucky. Elise Cabello trying to continue the run for the Cards. And she will. 4 points in a row for Louisville.
Line-to-line serve going at Vasquez Gomez, getting a little redirect on that ball, and Rachel Fairbanks can't even run it down.
Fifth set point, Pitt. Fairbanks gets there, sets up Stafford. Other side to Babcock, tooling the block, and wow, it takes 5 set points, but Pitt is going to win set number 1, 25-21, behind 9 kills from Olivia Babcock.
Pitt's relying on Olivia Babcock a lot. 22 swings to start the first set, but she was efficient, hitting almost 400. Pitt wins the first set, 25-21 over Louisville.
Attack.
A very solid start for this Pitt team, and their top 2 attackers. Still hard to believe they're both sophomores when you watch them play.
Well, you think about their appearance in the national semifinal a year ago in Tampa. I mean, how invaluable of an experience. I know it didn't go exactly how Pitt wanted. They didn't feel like they played their best match, but you're able to draw on that experience. Look how confident they're playing here tonight. They're not fazed by the moment at all.
4th straight semifinal appearance for Pitt. They've never made it to the national championship match. Looking to change that, and Olivia Babcock is in double figures.
Rachel Fairbanks sets up that opportunity with a tough serve. Louisville had to give Pitt a free ball, and that's a tough chance to stop Pitt.
Also, there's no secret where Pitt is going with the ball. Louisville knows that it's going to Olivia Babcock at a third of the sets, and still it's that difficult to defend.
Why?
I think, one, she's so powerful. She's got great torque in the air. We mentioned the high contact point, so that makes it, but she's also got every shot in her arsenal. So she's able to manipulate the block, and she never goes with the same shot twice, so it keeps you on your toes as a defense.
Talk about a complete game. Olivia Babcock has had 2 triple doubles this year.
I've been really impressed with the blocking of Olivia Babcock. There've been a lot of cover plays tonight. That time she gets it on the right side, but her defensive part of her game has grown the most.
What'd she tell us? She was a liability?
She did. Last year,
her words.
Hate to say it, but I was a liability.
Liability as a defender.
Especially in the backcourt, she said.
Not anymore. Cressy rejected in the middle. Reese Roberts going back over. Klicka with one hand. And that hit the antenna. So it is a point for Pitt.
What defense?
Incredible defense, but if you're Louisville, you got to take swings. You have to be aggressive. Use the edges of the block. Look at Klicka. Just needs a little lift under that ball to set Babcock up to get it back over and live for another play.
Amy Klicka is a gym rat. She is always in the gym, all day, every day. A leader on this team in terms of work ethic.
I love what Dan Fisher said. She's definitely here because she's earned it, not because of raw talent, and someone like her has to have a great tournament, especially here in a national semifinal, if they want to finally get over the hump and get to a national championship match.
I think it's the start she wanted. She's already
No doubt.
10 digs. Ace from Louisville.
Service pressure is key against Pitt. Well, against any team at this level, but that time, serving into traffic, you see 3 hitters on the left side of the court, and that's what Elena Scott's going for.
I think she was trying to go back there too, but that one into the net.
Worth mentioning, Louisville started slow in that first set against Stanford in the regional final. They were able to kick it into gear. It'll be interesting to see if they have a similar response here.
They can't take too much time to do that. Not against this Pitt team. Pitt has only lost 12 sets this season. Man, Bree Kelly and Olivia Babcock next to each other is kind of scary.
Well, it's a tough serve that sets up a little bit of a tight pass, and then the block just able to clean things up when block tries to save it for Louisville.
Kelly block out to Looper. Looper long, no touch on that ball.
Charity Looper trying to go for that deep corner. I like that choice, just missed by an inch.
And Danny Busboom-Kelly is going to call timeout for Louisville. Pitt up here in set 2. They're on a 3-0 run.
Pitt leads 7-2 in set 2. And are you ready for a little history lesson? Well, in 1787, when the University of Pittsburgh became one of the first universities in North America, Panthers roamed the Pennsylvania hills and hunted. Now the Panthers of Pitt volleyball program carry that same hunter mindset. Olivia Babcock told me, we always want to be the hunter, not be the hunted. And when we say we don't have the target on our back, it's because we are facing the target. And tonight, I see that mentality to be true.
I did not know I was going to learn about Panthers tonight, like actual Panthers.
I love it.
Fantastic, Madison. But you see the hunter mentality. I mean, Pitt has come out very aggressive and confident.
They have, and I like, even though that they've been the #1 seed ranked the entirety of this season, Dan Fisher says we still feel like an underdog. We still feel like we're upsetting people because we still haven't gotten the golden egg, right, which is playing in a national championship. So that kind of hunger and motivation is what makes this team tick.
One of these two teams could be the first team in the ACC to bring home a national championship. Bree Kelly out of the middle.
Bree Kelly has hit her stride. Look at her go one-on-one, wrist away. PK makes a big move for the cutback, but Bree Kelly switches directions. Really nice eye work to identify where the block is going.
You know, last season was cut short for Bree Kelly due to an injury. She was a little banged up early in the season, and Dan Fisher told us the last couple of months she's been able to practice every day. She's looked like the Bree Kelly that they know. Into the middle with Pagron Khan.
Louisville establishing their middle. We saw them do that against Stanford. And when they do that, that holds the middle blocker on the other side of the net. That will open things up for the Pins. They have to continue to push the middle, especially in transition.
Maldonado Diaz off hands. Fairbanks dishing it up for Stafford. Elena Scott. Ooh, and a slam dunk from Olivia Babcock.
Was thinking the same thing. Olivia Babcock saw that ball hovering on the net. Look what she does. First block touch, little cover play, pops up, and then a slam dunk. Louisville doesn't have time to get back up and jump.
Olivia Babcock started out playing soccer. She was a goalie. Told us she hated it. Too much stress. So I guess she chose volleyball where it's stress-free.
Hardly.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Olivia Babcock also played water polo as a goalie as well and loves blocking because of that. That was just her natural instinct.
Water polo just sounds brutal.
Yeah.
Treading water for that long. I'm more of a land kind of person myself.
Coming off the bench, big dig and transition kill for Louisville. They made lots more of that using the edges of the block in transition.
This is what makes Olivia Babcock so dangerous. She is one of the best, if not the best attacker from the back row. Usually you see her attack from right back. They bring her right up the middle here. Two blockers in her face. She goes wrist away, deep to that end line. Nobody's digging that ball.
She's gotten 4 kills out of the back row tonight. Louisville down 3 after dropping the opening set here in our national semifinal. Rachel Fairbanks set that off of one knee. Oh, Tori Stafford with the save. And Cressy off of 1 foot.
Louisville leaves Sofia Maldonado Diaz in the front court, and now Cabello's in the front row. Watch her run this slide to Cressy. Beautiful transition kill, getting their middles involved in one-on-one situation in transition.
Interesting decision there by Danny Busboom Kelly to say, hey, let's flip into a 5-1 just to see if it can kickstart our offense in the front row.
Usually running a 6-2, meaning the setter is always back row.
You know who else is back row? Olivia Babcock, and it looks really good.
Yes, it does. Kills for Olivia Babcock, hitting .429.
Louisville staying in a 5-1 with their freshman setter. Pitt's got a front row setter too, but they've got Olivia Babcock in the back row available for that D-ball.
Vasquez Gomez off the net, and Kara Cressy ate it up.
We talk about blocks at the start of the show. Blocks are momentum momentum plays, especially a roof that drops down like that, you're starting to see the urgency necessary from this Louisville team as they bring this set into 1 point.
2 blocks tonight for Louisville. Trying to go Stafford out of the back row, and you can tally another block for the Cards.
Back-to-back blocks for Louisville. Their eye work, knowing where the ball's going, and then the disciplined press to finish the point.
First time we've been tied in this set.
And you hear they've worked the crowd back into this.
Playing in their home arena. Fairbanks gets there to set up Vasquez Gomez. Out. Louisville's got the lead. And Dan Fisher will pull the green challenge card.
The call on the floor is ball out, point Louisville. Pitt is challenging that the ball was in.
Each team gets 2 challenges. If you're correct in your challenge, you get to keep it.
This is an opportunity for Dan Fisher to stop the momentum. Louisville on a 4-point run, and it was very close, but missed just long.
Ooh, it's so close.
If it grabs any part of that line, it's in.
To Holly's point, though, regardless of how this gets called, I like the decision from Dan to challenge this, just to take a beat, to get his team huddled up over off the court, because all the momentum was shifting towards Louisville. You felt that in this arena. Let's just pause, regain our composure here. We'll be able to settle down.
After review, the call is confirmed. The ball is out. Louisville wins the rally. Pitt loses the challenge.
Dan Fisher had a lot to say in that huddle to his team, trying to get them locked in and focus on a side-out ball here.
Crowd coming alive to back their hometown Louisville Cardinals with their first lead, a 4-0 run. A rare miss for Olivia Babcock on that shot.
Incredible. Louisville's putting the pressure on Pitt, and it's paying off.
And Dan Fisher is going to use a timeout as it's a 5-0 run for Louisville.
The ACC, I remember 10 years ago when I was playing for Louisville, it was right when both of us seemed to be hitting our stride in the ACC. Dan Fisher was building something special. Danny Busboom-Kelly came in a few years after I graduated, and I mean, it's been a skyrocket in terms of trajectory. They've gone up and up, and she's done such a nice job building this program, but they respect each other because they battle so often, but they say we make each other better. Louisville makes Pitt better, Pitt makes Louisville better.
And we heard that from both teams. We talked to players on both sides, and they said the same thing.
Rachel Fairbanks getting a perfect pass, calling her own number, throwing it down in the middle. Finally able to stop that run by Louisville.
That's the first dump we've seen from a setter. I like that decision from her to mix it up because the defense wasn't expecting it.
That ends the 5-0 run by the Cardinals. Pitt has got 9 points off of Rachel Fairbanks' 13 at serves. And they can add another one to that on the miss hit by Cressy.
Pitt was really disciplined on their block, and Cressy tried to avoid them instead of working off the edges of the block.
Cabello out to Looper.
I mean, Cabello shot that thing out to that outside pin. Charity Looper, really nice timing there to get on it fast.
A healthy Charity Looper, too. Started her career at UCLA, battled through injuries, but she says here at Louisville, she's finally found that balance of training, making sure she's healthy, feeling good, ready to go, and it's making all the difference. To the floor for Olivia Babcock.
Usually Ellie Glock's in that right back position. Louisville has Sofia Maldonado Diaz in there, and they're attacking her in the right back position cross court.
pass. Cabello didn't have much choice. Back corner, Tori Stafford.
I love the shot from Stafford. She goes thumb up on that ball to cut it down the line. What a response from Pittsburgh coming out of the timeout here.
Attacking too, the setter that Louisville is now leaving in the front row. If you're just tuning in, Louisville usually runs a 6-2. They have flipped into a 5-1 on their setter's front row right now. Now Cabello will rotate to the back, so 3 options in the front row for the Cardinals.
Tori Stafford at the block. And it's just unfortunate. Cabello kind of throws this ball really tight to the net. Maldonado Diaz has nowhere to go. She was left in a closet there. And a good job by Stafford pressing over and taking care of that ball.
Cat Flood, who's become a Pitt crowd favorite with the serve. To Ryla Jones in the middle.
Service pressure creates point opportunities, and the freshman Ryla Jones in the middle. Off-speed shot, little block deflection. Ryla Jones gets up and elevates. Quick attack in transition for Pitt.
Ryla Jones, a true freshman out of Maryland. Her first national semifinal appearance. Middle versus middle, PK.
They need more of that, Holly.
I agree. We talked about how well PK and Kara Cressy did against Stanford when they can get that gap set going in the middle.
Good numbers there for PK. 5 kills on 5 swings. Give her a block, too.
You want to see her get involved offensively, but that's what she's on the floor to do.
Danny Busboom-Kelly told us the defensive numbers for the team have improved because the middle blockers have improved, and you see that one-on-one stop by PK in the middle.
Hadcock drops it in. She's the only player with double-figure kills, and she has 15.
Rachel Fairbanks is slinging the ball across the court. Look at this set. She gets Babcock in a one-on-one situation, allows her all the court to work with. She goes cross-court. The balls that Fairbanks is putting up is so good tonight.
What's that doing to Louisville's defense?
Picking it apart.
Maldonado Diaz in the middle through the block.
I like that play, moving Sofia Maldonado Diaz to the middle of the court, creating a little space in the block, trying to keep Pitt's block off balance.
We've seen them do that with both of their right side hitters. Reese Robbins has also taken a couple of swings in the middle of the court. Babcock, back row. Long.
A rare error by Olivia Babcock, trying to go cross-body to the corner, just missing it long.
Hope isn't a strategy, but I think everybody was hoping that ball was long there because nobody was going to get to it.
Louisville back on top by 8 points. They dropped the first set to Pitt. Oh, Stafford with a little roll right to the middle of the court.
At the beginning of this match, we talked about Pitt and their hitter coverage. Look at Valeria Vasquez-Gomez get her left hand, bring it back into play, and then Pitt's able to get a swing in transition. Those are the types of plays that really break the back of your opponents.
But Pitt hitters have such great IQs. They learn from the first swing, right? She takes a big rip, gets blocked. Vasquez-Gomez keeps it alive, and then what does she do? She changes up her shot, goes off blocker, right to the donut.
Dylan Griffin serving for Pitt. It's a race to 25 points. Maldonado Diaz
interesting substitution. They took Rachel Fairbanks out and Tori Stafford, taking a defensive gamble, and it doesn't pay off on the blocking error in the net.
And I think the block hit the antenna, too.
It did.
Automatically.
Louisville has struggled to defend against the back row attack. Their Charity Looper just sticks in, makes a great dig. Cabello able to out-assist him, set up DeBeer. DeBeer uses that block. Love the fire.
You're going to get that every night from Anna DeBeer. Easy decision for her to come back for a 5th year and a chance at playing in the national semifinals in her hometown. That has come true.
Louisville has a setter in the front row, 2 hitters stacked on the left, and then Sofia Maldonado-Diaz available in the backcourt on the right.
Cabello up to DeBeer. Olivia Babcock.
Relentless. I mean, the transition swings and the opportunities from the hitter coverage that Olivia Babcock gets are incredible. And what makes the Pitt offense go is Rachel Fairbanks. We don't give her enough credit. I know you've said that tonight, but she locates the ball so well for her hitters.
And the versatility over her career. She's set in a 6-2. She's hit in the front row. This is her 2nd season, setting in a 5-1. Does not give up on the play.
Really nice job by Pitt's attackers here these last few points, utilizing and using the Louisville block.
Louisville calls timeout. Pitt is 3 points away from winning set 2. Playing at her best this time of year, so maybe she's not going every rep in practice.
Dan Fisher has done a tremendous job and has so much confidence in Rachel Fairbanks. Sometimes she'll set on a box at practice. Sometimes she'll sit out, but she does the handwork from a box, mimicking that jump set to save the load on her legs.
Let's check in with Madison, who was listening in to the Louisville huddle.
Coach Danny Busboom-Kelly said, prepare for the back row attack and the setter dump, and then Anna DeBeer screamed, we have nothing to lose. Trust yourself, be aggressive.
It's their leader. Free ball, back to the Cardinals. Cressy, 1 foot. Getting the middles involved, so important.
When the setter is front row, this is what it allows you to do. Cabello jump sets. Because she's front row and a threat, it holds the block with her, so she's able to get Kara Cressy a 1-on-none essentially for the kill. Excellent.
Thanks to Olivia Babcock coming out of the back row.
We all know it's coming, but it's hard to stop, and she's finding that deep corner. We've seen her go inside the block, sharp angle, that time deep to the corner. There's no defender in that corner.
Look, it's Groundhog's Day. Just seeing it,
Yeah. Minus the ground.
Nobody needs that. We do have horses here, though.
Spoiler alert. Charity Looper swiping it off the block, and we're knotted at 23. You have to win by 2.
It's going to come down to a stop, and Louisville right now has 2 of their smaller blockers in the front row. Charity Looper, who gets up, Nate Cabello, the freshman, then PK.
And Peyton Peterson just checked into the match, number 21 in white for Louisville, a freshman.
They like her as a defensive option in the right back. It's a heck of a tip.
Set point Louisville.
What placement, Holly?
Pitt has had so much success attacking the right back defender for Louisville. Putting Peyton Peterson in there is a great gamble, and it pays off for Louisville.
Madison, what was the conversation on the Pitt side?
Coach Dan Fisher said balance. It's all about balance. He's very calm in situations like these. He says control the first pass, and then we're off from there, plain and simple.
It's interesting, Madison. I know he wants balance, but it's hard as a setter. Do you not just go back to Olivia Babcock, Holly?
I mean, she's had 35 attempts this early in the match already.
Which also just shows you how long these rallies are going, that there's so many attempts this early in a match.
She is hitting 400, though. That's 100 points higher than her season average. They do go to Babcock, swinging on the left side, dug up by Louisville. Charity Looper! Set to Louisville. We will at least play 4. Madison is with Danny to go along with that.
It's interesting when you look at the stat line. They're out killing Louisville right now, 37-31. Louisville's out digging them at the moment. I mean, we have seen high-level volleyball on both sides, and it's just a couple of points here or there that don't go your way, and that's why we're split 1 apiece.
In the second set, we saw Louisville flip to the 5-1. How did that help them get the win in set 2?
I think it strengthened their right back defense, and it allowed Cressy to hit some slides in transition, score some points after digs, and it paid off. Louisville gained some momentum, went on a long run.
It's going to be interesting to see if Danny Busman-Kelly sticks with it here in set 3.
And most of the season, they have been in the 6-2, meaning they use 2 setters always in the back row.
Stop here, get the line, so.
Long from Maldonado Diaz, and Pitt with the point.
Sophia Maldonado Diaz taking a big rip for Louisville. I like that mindset, going down, swinging. We're going to be aggressive for points, and you have to do that against an elite defensive team like Pitt.
Wait on that swing. And there's going to be a net violation on Louisville.
Yeah, and it was a great pass, so you hope that Cabello's able to capitalize on that set and get PK going. Unfortunately, she just jacks it up a little bit too high. PK was early, and so you have the miscommunication there.
Pitt 33-1 on the season. They've only dropped 13 sets. The most recent coming in set 2.
Earlier in this match, I talked about Louisville trying to run their offense out of the middle of the court, create some seams in the block. Sophia Maldonado Diaz has 3 blockers, but there's big seams in that block, and she's able to score out of the middle. Great run.
Do you feel like they ran more out of the middle in the second set?
I do.
Dug up by Cabello. Anna DeBeer chasing it down. Click up with the bump set to Babcock.
When you run the middle, it makes the opposing middle blocker stay home. They have to honor you and stick with you because they think you're an attacking threat. By establishing the middle and running it, then it opens up one-on-one opportunities for your pin hitters. So you have to start there, especially early in these sets, establish it, and then it opens up everybody else's opportunities.
Ace of Valeria Vasquez-Gomez, and Pitt out to a 3-point lead.
Service pressure so important against elite teams to try and set up point scoring opportunities. That one just gets away from DeBeer.
And Scott will take this pass. Maldonado Diaz out of the middle. Coming back over. And it's long. No touch, point Pitt.
Sophia Maldonado Diaz saw an opportunity on that ball that came over. Stays aggressive, just missing that wide. 3
for the Panthers.
Another set where we've seen Louisville kind of come out a bit slowly here and allow Pitt to go on a run.
Perfect pass from Anna DeBeer, and then going high and flat off the hands. We haven't seen a lot of successful high swings off the block. They've been trying to hit down into the court, trying to find open floor, and it hasn't been easy.
Fairbanks using the perfect pass to go to her middle with Bree Kelly.
I have to say, we talk about Valeria Vasquez-Gomez as an attacker. She has done a really nice job tonight out of serve receive. She is passing the ball well, putting that ball on Rachel Fairbanks' head, allowing her to run all three options.
You know, her and Dan Fisher sat down before the season, before she made the decision. Do I want to come back for a 6th year? And they had questions for each other. Do you feel like you can still grow your game? Valeria wanted to know if the coaches believed that she could, and they did. So that's what she's worked on in her 6th season of college volleyball.
The young players call her the mom of the group.
Yeah. Tara Cressy!
I love this defensive block move by Kara Cressy. Gets right on the ball, hands over the net. Nowhere for Tori Stafford to go. Just owning the net for Louisville.
We heard Danny Busboom-Kelly challenge her block when she was talking to Madison at the end of the 2nd set.
Really nice roll shot there by Anna DeBeer. She sees 4 big hands in front of her face. What does she do? Just takes a little bit off of it. Look at the hand touch. Just rolls it right over the top of Olivia Babcock. Sometimes finesse is just as good as power.
This tournament, we've seen emotion out of Anna DeBeer. Louisville almost lost to UNI, and after they won that match, Anna DeBeer was in tears. So relieved. She thought it was her last match in a Louisville uniform.
And she said she felt that one other time in her career against Oregon where she did not want it to be her last match that particular season, and just dug in, and the emotions that build up, especially now in her last season.
Well, Danny Busboom-Kelly said it was good, I think, for her teammates to see how emotional she was, how much she cares. She didn't want her season, their season, to end. And she said it was a wake-up call that they needed. It lit a fire and aided in their confidence. And look at the way that they were able to respond against Purdue and then Stanford in the regionals.
Yeah, that close call against UNI happened in the 2nd round. They won the 5th set, 22-20. You're only supposed to go to 15.
Louisville also told us how good UNI was. They had so much respect for that program.
Babcock service error.
When you hit it that hard, it's a high-risk, high-reward type serve. I mean, if you clock that on the radar, I don't know, when I was in the gym 10 years ago, top spin serve, you were hoping clocked 45 miles per hour. I bet if you put a gun on hers, it's 50-52.
Yeah, I would agree.
She's gotten more consistent with it this year. Sneaking out of the back row, but wide on the shot.
Olivia Babcock was coming to hit the big down the middle and had to work around Emmy Klicka, the libero. And that's why she was late getting her feet to that ball out of the back row.
And she just looked at Klicka and said, my bad. Fairbanks going to Babcock. No problem there.
Louisville's gone back to a 6-2. Ellie Glock on the court. Rachel Fairbanks finding Olivia Babcock on that D ball behind the 3-meter line, where she's so tough to stop and read.
There was a net violation called against Louisville on that rally, too. Are you surprised Louisville's gone back to the 6-2?
Well, in that instance, they still were able to run Kara Cressy on the slide. They brought Reese Robbins around on a 2-ball, so clearly it's a priority for them to get Kara Cressy off of 1 foot behind so she can cut back cross court. The 6-2 got them here, Courtney. I'm not surprised that she has the confidence to go back to it.
Cressy with 5 kills. Coming back on Pitt's side. Fairbanks throwing it up for Olivia Babcock, corner pocket.
Absurd, absurd.
And the left back defender had snuck in a little bit, and the location of this hit is incredible. Watch the location of the set from Rachel Fairbanks, and that ball just catches the line.
Talk about
perfectly.
threading a needle.
Fifth time this season that Olivia Babcock has had 20 or more kills in a match, and we are in the third set. We're not even close to being done. Reese Robbins staying ready.
Nice job seeing the block, recognizing there was a hole in between the two blockers, and she takes it.
Rachel Fairbanks is in the front row. Louisville needs to make sure that they have a blocker on her.
And a misconnection there for Bree Kelly and Rachel Fairbanks.
Rare mislocation by Rachel Fairbanks. It was a little bit low and got away from Bree Kelly. First contact was good for Pitt, though.
From Pittsburgh, which has allowed Louisville to work themselves back into this. You see Dan Fisher trying to fire up his team, saying, come on, let's go. He wants more attention to detail here.
First time we've been tied here in set 3. Looper laying out. Anna DeBeer back row. Cardinals take the lead.
It's a great up by Charity Looper, but a really nice job by Cabello recognizing the situation. Charity Looper is not an option. She cannot set her because she's on the ground. She throws the ball right up behind her head because she knows Anna DeBeer is her outlet set.
3-0 run for Louisville. Looper is an option there, and a good one. Straight points for the Cards.
When Louisville can keep the ball off.
Feeling the weight of being number 1, they had burned similar headlines about their undefeated record, but this time they wrote down their fears and burned it, and that allows them to play more free here today.
You know, Madison, I can't imagine the pressure you'd feel as a player, as a coach, if you're Danny Busboom Kelly, knowing that the national semifinals and final are in your home arena. They felt a lot of relief after they were able to escape with a victory over UNI. I think tonight the pressure's off. You've done your job. Everybody put the pressure on you. Can you make it? Can you get to a Final Four? They were able to do so. Now they should be playing free and celebrating an unbelievable season.
That swing by Bree Kelly ends a 5-0 run for Louisville. Cherry Looper is wide. This Louisville team, one of the top 4 teams. They were able to take down Chicago State and then UNI in a thriller. And you saw them totally flip the switch in the regional against Purdue and Stanford.
They played their best volleyball at the regional. Charity Looper's been putting up incredible offensive numbers since then. And that's just all-around team defense excelled as well.
Charity Looper, nice play there, Courtney, by Looper. The set was a little bit tight, so she was in traffic. She decides just to throw that ball quickly through the block. Heads-up play, high IQ play.
She's got herself a double-double, 11 kills, 12 digs.
That's the same serve we saw from Elena Scott earlier. This time, Charity Looper serving into traffic. You've got 3 to 4 Pitt players stacked on the left side of the court, trying to disrupt some offensive routes.
It barely clears the tape, and then it just drops.
She'll go back there. Babcock coming around!
Oof. High contact point by Olivia Babcock. Again, driving it through the seam. Olivia Babcock runs from the left side of the court, goes around the entire court, but you see that low seam. As a Louisville blocker, you want to close that up. Hands over the net quickly.
PK on the slide. Anna DeBeer with the swing. Oh, and Tori Stafford down right now on the Pitt side. Stretching out her left leg. Tori Stafford, the first team All-American this season, just a sophomore, a California native.
Yeah, and you see she twists her left ankle there. She comes down on her toe and just tweaks it. Good to see her up and moving. And she tries to shake it off.
I watched Pitt practice this morning. There were a couple little tweaks. People got injured. And Dan Fisher called everybody in and said, look, we're going into battle. Stuff's going to happen. We need to respond. And he just kind of locked them in, like, players might need to step up if there's an injured player, but it looks like Tori Stafford's going to be okay.
Tori Stafford, a player who has set the tone in the gym. He's talked about she's been the most consistent performer day in and day out. Spent her summer in Pitt to rehab because, remember, in the offseason back in February, they discovered a benign tumor in her left leg, the ankle that she just rolled, and she had surgery and a rod put in that left leg.
She thought she'd been dealing with shin splints for over 4 years.
Yeah.
It started in high school. They were managing it. Finally, doctors, after they looked at multiple MRIs, they said, we need to get an oncologist to take a look at this. And that's when they found the tumor that was causing her so many issues.
Yeah, not cancerous. And she was back working in the Pitt gym in June after that February surgery.
My favorite part of the story, and I have to tell this, is when she looked at us in the meetings yesterday and she goes, I know what an oncologist is. I watch Grey's Anatomy, so I knew it couldn't have been good.
Yeah.
Self-proclaimed doctor of the Pitt team.
Just because you watch Grey's Anatomy.
We learned a lot from that show. Hey, Bree Kelly found a way in the middle.
Bree Kelly has hit for some incredible numbers this season. They don't get her the ball enough, in my opinion, but they're so strong on the pins, they tend to go there.
Yeah, there's a few weapons that Rachel Fairbanks can choose from in this Pitt attack.
And right now you're seeing the balance that Madison overheard Dan Fisher calling for at the end of set 2.
One-handed set from Cabello to DeBeer. Fairbanks to Babcock behind her. Down the line, you know it's coming. We've said it. You know it's coming, and you just can't stop it.
You can't flinch, right?
No.
And Elena Scott was right there down the line in position, frustrated with herself that she didn't come up with that one.
And she wants that one back, you can tell.
In the middle, long. Danny Busboom-Kelly is going to challenge this. Yes, it was called out. First time that Louisville has challenged tonight.
Louisville trying to run that gap set to Kara Cressy.
The ruling on the court is ball out, point Pitt. Louisville is challenging that the ball was in.
And that tells you everything you need to know.
It certainly does. Kara Cressy just wasn't able to get on top of that ball for Louisville. It was close, but replay pretty clear.
After review, the call is confirmed. The ball's out. Louisville loses the challenge. Pitt wins round.
So Louisville will have one challenge remaining unless we go to a 5th set. Each team will get an additional challenge. Remember, Pitt only has one challenge as well. They were incorrect earlier. Fans up to the rafters in a sold-out KFC Yum Center here for the national semifinals in Louisville, Kentucky. Pitt on a 5-1 run. What a solo!
One of the things Louisville does so well is their outside, their pin blockers are good one-on-one, and that starts with eye work. Watch Anna DeBeer. She's got to slow down Olivia Babcock. No easy feat, but makes a great hand move, pressed over the net. Solo block for Louisville.
Stafford tips over the block. Cabello trying to get aggressive. Violation on Louisville. Did you like Cabello going over there?
Not necessarily. I didn't like it because if you're gonna dump, I'm fine with the decision, but it's got to be a different placement. You got to go up and throw power down because their defense is so strong on Pittsburgh's side. They're just waiting for that. She threw it too deep, too lofty. Get up on top of it and throw down with some force.
Fantastic aggressive swing on the left pin. Anna DeBeer has stayed aggressive, and she's got room to operate. She goes high seam to that corner. Good decision to use the entire court and keep it deep.
Ellie Block and Reese Robbins back on the floor for Louisville as they stay in the 6-2. DeBeer back row. Dug by Klicka. Stafford.
Dan Fisher told us Tori Stafford has gotten so much better in out-of-system situations. That was an ugly set. You can now double contact the ball. Tori Stafford did a great job tracking that, put up a great swing.
So Pitt has made a substitution. Blair Bayless, number 8 in white, is in the front row. There's no setter on the floor right now. Rachel Fairbanks has been subbed out for the block.
Dan Fisher yesterday, who's going to set the ball? And he said anybody can step in and set it. That time, Tori Stafford is in the right back position and sets a big to Olivia Babcock, who's able to score. Great gamble by Dan Fisher, and it pays off for Pitt.
I was like, what do you mean you don't have a designated setter? And he was like, anybody can take it. Anybody can step in that feels like they've got a chance at it.
Yeah, the two setters at the table with me don't feel great about that. They want to be on the floor. Well, here are the 12-team college football playoff first-round matchups from campus sites. Notre Dame hosting Indiana tomorrow night in South Bend at 8 Eastern on ABC and ESPN. And then TNT has Saturday's first two games, SMU Penn State at noon, Clemson, Texas. Then we wrap up the night, Ohio State hosting Tennessee at the Shoe in Columbus on ESPN and ABC. Katie, you're going to be on the call for that Notre Dame-Indiana game tomorrow.
I know. I'm getting ready to pack my coat. Burr, I can't wait to see Indiana's defense, one of the best in the nation, go head-to-head against one of the best running attacks and offenses in Notre Dame. It's been a long time since ABC's been able to cover a Notre Dame home game. I can't wait for the opportunity. Should be a great one to get the college football playoff kicked off.
I hear it's supposed to snow, so bundle up.
Yeah, do you have these snow boots?
I did not bring any.
Oh, she's from California.
I know. Come on.
She loves the snow.
I do.
Pitt up 20-17, going to 25 here in set number 3. Let's check in with Madison.
Coach Danny Busboom-Kelly says they're in row 5, row 6. Watch that back row attack. Be hyper-aggressive when you react. Get up, put some hands on it, but we cannot wait. Be hyper-aggressive, react now, because we got to start this comeback.
Yeah, Pitt has hit what they call the red zone. Once you hit 20 points, you're 5 points away from taking the set. And Reese Robbins, that'll be an attacking error as it hits the antenna.
And you can feel Louisville's momentum slipping away. They seem to be losing the thread here. You got to side out efficiently here. Respond with a run.
Louisville goes double sub. They go back to the 5-1. So Kara Cressy, Charity Looper in the front row.
3-0 run for the Panthers. The service error by Stafford.
Rare service error from Pitt. You got to be able to use it if you're Louisville.
So why flip back into the 5-1 here if you're Louisville?
They were stuck. They needed a momentum shift, and it worked earlier in this match in that second set.
Also allows you to now use PK behind if you want it.
Wait on 40.
Vasquez Gomez.
That fastball thrown down in the middle works because the block is supposed to take the middle of the court. The defense is on the perimeter, and if it's got pace to that donut in the middle of the court, it's hard to get under.
Because of the pace that she's setting the ball with, the middles don't have a chance to close. It's so fast, and she's jacking the ball, which means she's going against the grain. So if she gets pushed one way on the floor, she's throwing it across the court to her outside pin. Now Rachel Fairbanks is out of the game, and there's no setter on the floor for Pitt.
Again, making this blocking sub, and Louisville is able to defeat it with Charity Looper.
Rachel Fairbanks coming back on the court with freshman middle blocker Ryla Jones. Oh. Bree Kelly still in the front row. Last year, Pitt ran just a little bit of the back row, but this year it's exploded and really helped balance their offensive numbers.
It's wild. For a second, I had to think, is she in the front row because of where she ends up? She's in the back row. She hits this back row attack, running the big straight up. But look at the launch point and then where she's able to land, right at the net. She covers so much ground. Look at the contact point. When she's one-on-one, it's almost automatic that she's getting a kill.
And as long as she takes off behind the 3-meter line, she can land anywhere. Look at the back row for Pitt.
Yeah, Rachel Fairbanks does a really nice job leaving her in front of that 3-meter line so she can go up and find it. You see the elevation and that big jump where she ends up at the net, and it's so tough to stop.
I feel like we usually see her run the D-ball, which is when she's attacking out of right back. Pitt's done a nice job of moving her in front of the setter where she's running the bick right up the middle. I think that's caught Louisville off guard a little bit because you get so used to D-ball, D-ball, D-ball. But good movement moving her around there in the back row.
The bick being the back row quick. Olivia Babcock. 5th time this season she has had over 20 kills in a match.
Olivia Babcock's already taken 50 swings for Pitt.
The next closest would be Charity Looper on the court for Louisville, and she's at 32 swings. So that tells you how much they're going to Olivia Babcock if she's at 50.
Yeah. See some ice packs in her future.
Yeah. Or an ice bath. The whole thing.
Yeah, but nobody wants to go up to their chin. That's
no one
worst.
does. Yeah.
No.
Sounds terrible.
Take the ice packs.
Pitt 2 points away from taking set 3. Vasquez Gomez. Long, and it was not touched. And Pitt's going to call timeout.
Tough serve by Charity Looper. This ball drops, and then Sofia Maldonado Diaz goes up and gets it for Louisville. Look at this open net kill. You don't get open net very often against Pitt.
Danny Busboom-Kelly told us that they didn't score a whole lot of points out of Charity Looper's rotations when she was the server at the beginning of the season. Now this has become one of their best rotations with her back because her serve has come along and developed so well this season. And you just saw that movement there and the drop on that serve.
So Louisville has crept within 2 points. Pitt, meanwhile, just needs 2 points to take the advantage in this match. No matter what, we're going to play a 4th set.
When we talk to Jalen Reyes on the coaching staff for Nebraska, he said, look, I'm looking forward to watching as a volleyball fan that first match, and I can see him on the end line enjoying the action.
Yeah, we'll get to see Nebraska and Penn State 30 minutes after this match concludes. Let's check in with Madison.
Well, the mindset was be ready to move your feet, don't get stuck. That was the message. And then Coach Dan Fisher looked at each one of his starters and said, now. And then he looked at the other one and said, now, now, now.
I love that urgency, Madison.
Yeah, no time to wait. Pitt has never been to a national championship match. They have been in the semifinal the last 4 years now.
An attack. If you're Louisville in that instance, you have to be able to capitalize, and they did.
Watch Pitt. They shifted their offense so Olivia Babcock wouldn't have to run around the whole court, and I think that affected her hand contact and rhythm on the last swing.
I'll throw it up to her, and Anna DeBeer waiting. They've tied it up at 23.
Rachel Fairbanks was pushed across the court. She jacks this ball really high up in the air. The timing was a little bit off there, but Anna DeBeer has done a nice job blocking and setting up her midline on Babcock.
Louisville, the best blocking team in the nation. We're now seeing that. 4-0 run for the Cards.
It's unfortunate. The pass pulls Anna DeBeer outside the court of play. You got to go with her.
Absolutely. She was in trouble, and everybody stood around and watched. They got to keep that ball in play.
Set point Pitt.
First ball side out. You get the pass. It's a little bit off the mark, but Cabello just leaves it high and inside. Anna DeBeer capitalizes.
You have to win by 2. Stafford tools it. Second set point for Pitt.
Kara Cressy a tiny bit late on her block. Almost gets it, but just goes long off of her block.
To DeBeer. Not in at 25.
Beautiful fastball out to that pin. I thought they might run middle for Louisville, but the fastball to the pin is so tough to stop for Pitt.
And it was set a little bit wide. It went outside the antenna, and DeBeer still able to hang in the air to get on it.
She has 13 kills to lead Louisville. Stafford had to reach. Ooh, stuffed! Whoa!
Last few swings for Louisville, they've been able to avoid Olivia Babcock. Look how she gets out and then reaches back in the seam, taking it away from Anna DeBeer. Big Pitt point.
And the finger wag at the end. Third set point for the Panthers. Raises the tape, still playable. DeBeer won't quit.
I love the decision from DeBeer. We've seen her swing cross court and get 2 kills there. She just cuts it a little bit down to middle back, zone 1 area. It's a good change of pace from DeBeer. What a set.
Tied at 26. Neither team has a timeout.
Louisville does not have a setter on the floor. I'm guessing Elena Scott will set in transition.
She was a setter in high school. Stafford gives Pitt its 4th set point.
But it's a beautiful set by Rachel Fairbanks. She's front row. She jumps. That ball is so tight. She baits Kara Cressy to come over the net and jump with her, which allows her to get Stafford in a one-on-one.
Looper's turn.
This is a big play. Louisville out of system. Elena Scott steps in and hand sets that ball, putting Charity Luber in a fantastic location. Again, that deep corner ball between the left back and middle back defender for Pitt.
Camden Strand on to serve. First set point for Louisville.
You love the pursuits from Pittsburgh. Neither one of these teams are letting a ball fall right now. This is such high-level volleyball. Are you not entertained? What more could you ask for?
This is just the 3rd set. Vasquez Gomez. It was touched by Pitt, so Louisville is going to win set 3. Pitt had 4 set points and could not close it out.
A great fight by Louisville. They were down 23-20 in the red zone, and they were able to fight their way back. And you see the enthusiasm from Danny Busboom Kelly. Vasquez Gomez goes up. This ball grazes her shoulder as she comes down. Gets Louisville set number 3. They're up 2-1.
Take a breath. What a 3rd set. 29-27 in favor of Louisville, who trailed 23-19 in that set.
Pitt had 4 set points, but Louisville responded, and it started with their star, Anna DeBeer, solo block, then 3 kills in transition. Their backs were against the wall, but they responded. Charity Luper taking a big swing, finding that corner. All the momentum on Louisville's side at the end.
Such a high-level volleyball match that we're witnessing. It's going to be really interesting, you guys, to see how Pittsburgh responds here in set 4. It's hard to get over mentally what just happened. This is the first time they've trailed 2-1 entering a set 4 this season. They have been so good this season, but Rachel Fairbanks told us that 5-set match against Oregon was a great learning experience. They can draw on that here right now.
Wow. Pitt has to win this set to extend the match. A win for Louisville, and they are going on to the national championship match on Sunday. PK in the middle.
PK on that gap set clear for them. They did it very well against Stanford, and it pays off on the first play of the fourth set.
They haven't run it a whole lot.
I agree. They need to do it more.
But she's left on an island. She is solo by herself. Nobody who's with her. And yet she dives in cross court on Tori Stafford. And look at the urgency. Look at the fire from Anna DeBeer. They go as she goes.
14 kills, 9 digs, 3 blocks for DeBeer. And that's Anna DeBeer down on the floor for Louisville.
She's dealt with knee injuries in the past. It's been a part of her career.
A player that grew up here in Louisville, chose to stay home and play collegiate volleyball and come back for a 5th season with a chance at playing in the semifinals at home, and that chance happened. Favoring her right leg. She's going to be helped off the floor. This is the leader for this Louisville program. Playing in her 3rd national semifinal. She's played in a national final before. She helped put Louisville on the map as a volleyball school. So Peyton Peterson has taken her spot. Madison will look to get an update on Anna DeBeer, but they are helping her back towards the Louisville locker room.
Yikes.
Landed on PK's foot, it looked like.
Oh, you hate that. You cannot state how impactful this injury is to the Louisville Cardinals.
Emotionally, and what she brings them when it comes to the stat sheet.
Correct.
Sophia Maldonado Diaz out of the middle. Peyton Peterson got some playing time mid-season around Thanksgiving, and she was impressive.
Jenny Busman-Kelly has called her well beyond her years. Grew up in a volleyball family. Her mom is actually the head coach of UNI, the team that almost booted Louisville out of the tournament in the 2nd round.
I think she knows Louisville pretty well. I think that scout was easy, and it clearly worked because they were able to push Louisville to the brink in 5 sets.
If you're just joining us, Louisville leader Anna DeBeer helped off the floor back to the locker room area.
Nice coverage.
Maldonado Diaz on the swing. Touch off the block. Babcock stopped, and Kara Cressy ends it.
Nice job by Kara Cressy, rebounding there, getting back up in the air to throw down. Worth noting, with Peyton Peterson in the game, if you're Cabello, you cannot set her tight. Give her an opportunity to be able to swing and take a good rip. Her first set of the game, it was pushed too tight. She's right in the block. Give her some confidence. Give her some room to work with.
Cabello, a true freshman. Peyton Peterson, a true freshman. That is it.
Sophia Maldonado Diaz, so calm and confident, delivers that ace and then right back to do her job.
Ryla Jones out of the middle for Pitt.
Ryla Jones, the true freshman in the middle for Pitt, is really playing her best volleyball of the season. They don't get a lot of sets or attack opportunities out the middle, but they score at a high percentage when they do.
Remember, Pitt has to win this set to extend the match. They are trying to break through the wall and make it to the national championship match. They have been to the semifinals 4 years in a row. Babcock stopped! And Looper just leaps into the arms of Kara Cressy.
The disciplined block by Kara Cressy. Look at her make a late move, hands pressed over the net, and it clears the blocker coverage by Pitt for a huge point for Louisville.
This is the Louisville block that is #1 in the nation.
They're so disciplined with their movement laterally across. Got to find those points. They finally are.
Now 11 blocks for Louisville compared to Pitt's 3. Those are big numbers.
And we were just talking in the timeout. If you're tuning in now, Anna DeBeer, the star for Louisville, helped off the court with an injury. She was so important, having 8 kills in set 3. They got to find other ways to score.
They do, and right now they're finding it from their block, and they're finding it right there from the service line.
Players are stepping up and doing great things on the Louisville side, and I feel like Pitt lost their focus. Sometimes you're distracted by the injury on the other side of the net, and you take your foot off the gas.
Back-to-back aces from Peyton Peterson.
Peyton Peterson was utilized in the back row only in set 3. Now she has to come in a high-pressure situation with Anna DeBeer injured and out of the game at this moment. She has come in, not flinched, ice in the veins as she aces Tori Stafford.
I love this location. You're serving the seam between 2 passers. Little breakdown in communication on the Pitt side, and Louisville has tons of momentum. You can feel the energy on their side of the net.
And you have to wonder, Holly, Pitt missed out and let 4 set points slip away there to end set 3. Is that playing with them mentally? Have they not moved on, wiped the slate clean to focus on set 4?
And also, forget about who's on the other side of the net. Anna DeBeer's not over there anymore. They might have let that get to them. I mean, because Anna DeBeer was crucial in that last set victory for Louisville. So they need to lock into what they're doing on the Pitt side of the net.
And we have seen them. This is a veteran Pitt team. We have seen them be able to pull themselves out of holes.
This is a mentally strong group. This is a tested group. They played in high-pressure matches all season long. To your point, Courtney, but sure, so many of these players have played in the national semifinal before. You got to come out and respond here. Starts with the serve. Receive.
Madison, have you learned anything about Anna DeBeer?
Anna DeBeer has still not come out of the locker room, but an assistant coach is running back and forth from the locker room to the court with a smile on her face, giving Anna DeBeer updates about how her team is rallying back and fighting for her.
You have to think, Madison, after the emotion we saw from Anna DeBeer with a 5-set UNI match in the second round, how badly she wanted it, that her teammates on the floor right now, they want to be able to bring it to her.
DeBeer went down with an injury at the start of this set. A win for Louisville in this set, and they move on to the national championship match on Sunday. Stafford, back row. That's what Pitt needed.
Pitt needs to start scoring points with their defense. Louisville's got hot in their side-out game, putting up some good numbers to start this set.
Scott will set Cherry Looper. Fairbanks to Stafford, this time on the left side, and down the line, yes. And here is Anna DeBeer coming back out onto the floor. looking for something.
Holly, you called for it. Pitt needed to get back to their defense. We've seen 2 massive digs from Emmy Klicka, and then you also saw the coverage that's necessary to extend rallies.
Louisville back in their 5-1 offense.
Beer back on the sidelines. After being injured at the start of this set.
Well, you guys, good news from Anna DeBeer. She's jumping up and down a little bit. She's doing some squats. She's looking like she's getting ready to come back in the game. And also, she's smiling. I know the fans here, they absolutely erupted when she walked out. They are happy that she is back.
She's talking to Danny Busby-Kelly right now. That one goes long. Back to Looper. And it's a point for Pitt. Louisville will challenge this.
Charity Looper trying to keep that swing high, flat, and deep.
The call on the floor is ball out, point Pitt. Louisville is challenging that there was a touch.
Oh,
yes.
Great challenge.
And a great angle from our crew. You can see Bree Kelly's right hand, the fingertips moving on that.
Associate head coach for Louisville, Dan Meskey, was right behind the attacker, and he immediately told Danny Busby-Kelly to challenge that ball. Good eyes by him.
It's a big point, too, because
After
the moment...
review, the call's going to be reversed. There was a touch. Point Louisville, they retain their challenge.
Hate interrupting the officials like that. But it was a big momentum play because Pittsburgh's finally responding, so the challenge comes at a nice time to extend this lead back to 3.
Instead of 10-8, it's 11-7, advantage Louisville.
Bad math for him.
They were late flipping.
Courtney does the math on this crew.
Math is hard. We saw Anna DeBeer still talking to the staff for Louisville. Fairbanks got it up. You think it was down?
They just called it down. It was a little bit of a delayed reaction from the officiating crew, but the down ref ultimately called the ball down.
That is something that Dan Fisher could challenge. There was like a hesitation there from everyone on the Pitt side.
Rare.
Well, usually you let Rachel Fairbanks run that down, but if she yells help, you got to help. Teammates need to step in.
Nice block touch from Louisville. Maldonado Diaz to the floor.
Louisville so good defensively on the block, but this time the block touch slows it down. They're able to run the quick ball to Sofia Maldonado Diaz. One-on-one, Louisville, beautiful transition kill.
Everybody wants a stuff. Stuffs are sexy, but good block touches at the net allows your defense to control the ball.
Babcock. Is that a block touch off somebody's head?
Yes, it was.
Stafford dug by Scott. Babcock dug by Peterson.
I mean, the defense is unreal. Oh my gosh! Peyton Peterson, who are you?
Peyton Peterson in the right spot, making huge plays. And then how about the offensive choice?
Well, I think she was tired. I mean, she got ball after ball, and then the sets up. Look at this. She has to time it. She's a little early, and then she just plays such a beautiful tip.
Fantastic volleyball IQ on that play. Wow.
Welcome to the big stage, Peyton Peterson.
Heat check.
That ends a 4-0 run. And Olivia Babcock now with 30 kills. It's the 4th time that a player has had 30 kills in a semifinal. The last was in 2011.
Alex Jupiter, I remember that well.
32 for USC. I mean, momentum is on Louisville's side right now.
Sofia Maldonado Diaz with some swagger. Again, they're moving her in the middle, and Pitt only has 1 block up on her.
Pitt does not have any timeouts for the rest of this set.
Nice response there by Stafford going down the line. Elena Scott almost is able to make a play on it. But now you're going to see a serving sub here for Tori Stafford. See if Pitt can get a little momentum going to cut into this deficit.
It'll be Dylan Griffin. They have used her for her serve all season. Sometimes they put her in the libero jersey as a second libero that's new this year, just so she can come in and serve and not count against their substitutions.
To the middle of the court, Holly.
Well, now they have 3 blockers. Before they had 1, they make the adjustment, triple block, and that opens up that short shot.
And Pitt in trouble right now. The last 3 years, they have made the national semifinal, but could not get past it. 4 years in a row now in the national semifinal. They have to win this set to extend the match. Largest lead for the Cards.
Dan Fisher told his team, this is going to be a dogfight. Things are going to happen. We need to respond, and this is the time.
Babcock controlling the block. She's got 31.
And you see Rachel Fairbanks, our setter, saying, come on, let's go. And she's using hand motions to tell them, we're still in this. We just got to string together some points. I love the leadership you're seeing from their captain setter.
A veteran, an experienced player. A key piece in putting Pitt on the national stage.
And you know how much she wants this. She's been to, this is her 4th national semifinal. She wants to get over the hump.
Cressy in the middle, counted as a kill.
The gap set, again, the middles have been so good. The connection with their setters. Louisville isolating their middles one-on-one and paying off inside out.
With a new career high at 32 kills
on 61 attempts. She's hitting 377. I mean, on that many attempts, it's incredible.
I mean, the next closest right now, she has 62 swings. The next closest is Tori Stafford with 39.
The Pins carry a big load offensively for Pitt. Louisville staying in a 5-1 so they can get Kara Cressy going on that slide, and it's paying off.
Little tight, little low, but good job by Kara Cressy reading the situation, getting her feet under her, and getting on it fast.
Pitt had 4 set points in set number 3 and couldn't close it out. Then at the start of this set, Louisville Their star, Anna DeBeer, went down, and it lit a fire underneath them.
If you remember, Pittsburgh was down to Kentucky in the regional final in set 2. What was it, Courtney?
22-16.
They can draw on that experience because they've never down and out in any set, no matter the score.
Aggressive mindset by Pitt right now. They know they need to take care of every point opportunity.
If you're Louisville, you got a long way to go to close out set 4. Attention to detail, foot on the gas, has to still be there.
Pitt rallies to save that. Cressy has gotten better and better as this match has gone on.
Kara Cressy is one of the more experienced players on this team, and she is stepping up. If you're the setter, you want to reward that middle blocker for making all those big stuff, and she has been rewarded with some kills.
This season, she has found a new offensive confidence. It was last year that she earned the starting spot, and she has continued to hang on to it this season.
A good job by PK recognizing setter's front row. I can go up and I can contest at the net. Forces a bit of an issue there for Pittsburgh and a missed contact.
Tori Stafford with the response.
Solid first ball side out there. They take care of the pass, clean kill to the pin.
Stafford's 7th double-double of the season.
Louisville staying in that 5-1 with Cabello running the offense.
They went to that for the first time tonight in the second set, and it helped get them the victory in that second set. 4 points away from Sunday. Give it to her, Maldonado Diaz.
Yeah, but it starts with the pass. And who does that pass get stuck by? Peyton Peterson. What a match she's having, coming in cold off the bench when Anna DeBeer goes down.
She's had a couple of aces.
Some sick digs.
Yes. Just wide by Cabello.
Louisville has all their hitters stacked on the left side of the court. Watch for a possible double quick. Rosafio Maldonado Diaz hitting a 2 out of the middle.
Dug by Peterson. Bree Kelly behind. And it falls for Cherry Looper.
The hesitation. There have been so many broken plays where Pitt is hesitating. You cannot do that.
The difference there, out-of-system pass for Louisville. Elena Scott reads the situation, immediately says, I got it, steps in. You're not seeing that decisiveness from Pittsburgh right now.
Babcock, 33 kills.
That time, Rachel Fairbanks asserts herself, gets to that ball, even though it's on the left side of the court, behind the 3-meter line, and feeds Babcock on the left.
Lots of work to do here for Pitt. Louisville just 2 points away. They're going to make a substitution. Dylan Griffin will come in to serve. Scott takes the pass. Maldonado Diaz wide. And Danny Busboom Kelly will challenge this.
Sofia Maldonado-Diaz had a triple block in front of her, and she turned and immediately looked at her coach asking for a challenge. She said there was a touch there.
The ruling on the court is ball out, point Pitt. Louisville's challenging there was a touch.
Oh, it got the pinky.
Barely, wow.
Pitt has made the adjustment to put 3 blockers in front of her, and now Sofia Maldonado-Diaz going off that pinky.
After review, the call is going to be reversed. There was a touch on Pitt. Louisville retained their challenge.
Match point, Louisville.
The second challenge, Maldonado-Diaz has turned to Danny Busboom-Kelly and said, there's a touch. She's 2 for 2.
Elena Scott to serve for the match. Babcock. Scott setting up Maldonado-Diaz. Vasquez-Gomez to the floor. Second match point, Louisville.
Maldonado-Diaz, I think she pulled out of that block because she didn't want to get tooled, but that left the net open.
Pitt season in the hands of Cat Flood. Maldonado-Diaz. Here's Vasquez-Gomez with the roll shot. Dunked down the line by Flood. And the hometown heroes will play for history on Sunday. The true freshman that comes in when Anna DeBeer, their veteran leader, is injured, seals the match.
What a match and performance from Peyton Peterson. We talk a lot in sports about the next man up mentality. It almost has become a cliche, but it was evident here. Anna DeBeer goes down with a high ankle sprain, and Peyton Peterson steps in. Incredible performance in a high-pressure situation.
She made some big digs, had 2 kills on 4 attempts, but it was like the do-it-for-Anna mentality that all